But Dawn came home and said she's been abducted from the moment this little girl went missing. From 6:23 to 7:03, when the first search and rescue guys got there, immediately the sheriff was on scene quickly. They blocked off the driveway.
Did you catch that? The sheriff was on scene almost immediately. Quickly.
Did he receive a private phone call of sorts, maybe?
They already had resources en route for a search of a missing, reported over the air 4-year-old, but subsequently 5-year-old, which they clarified the next day. Immediately, Sheriff Lawson and his team put up an endangered child alert. Once they understood the totality of the circumstances, the Amber Alert was pushed nationwide. And here we are, a couple of months later, still looking for Summer Wells.
14 months.
Well,
Wow.
What was happening in that 40 minutes between Candace and her mom? What conversations were being had? I can tell you what they were doing. They were on their phones because TBI had not collected them yet. Who were they talking to? What was being said? Because Don says he was having a video conference with Candace. Some of the folks that were there, that I spoke to, said they were sitting on the truck, texting. That 40 minutes is critical in finding Summer Wells. When Don got back, remember, he went down to the shed below his property where he saw his boys, where Candace says they were searching.
Absolutely.
But here's a question. Were those boys down there with a stranger in the area for almost 40, well, let's say 25 to 40 minutes? That's how long it took.
No, they were actually down there with 2 neighbors.
Don to get home? Were those boys just allowed to wander down there looking for their sister with a high priority risk offender looking for a child, kind of like the guy looking for the 12-year-old? I think Don's son was 12 years old. Wasn't that a target? Weren't all 3 of those boys a target? If they're out down by the creek looking by the shed for Summer Wells, and a high-risk offender is also looking for targets, like the guy you're accusing of looking for the boy and going into the house, that guy whose eggs aren't scrambled correctly? I don't know. I have a lot of questions about that. And I think...
I do too. I think Tony Hammonds was paid to make it look like he was attempting to take that kid.
I'm going to cover that as we go along here a little bit deeper. I have not left that property yet. And I'm not going to yet until we hear officially what the timeline is in relationship to the calls and some of the cellular stuff that's going to come back. And